Hey friend, welcome back to the Gentle Reset, your no judgment zone for creating a home that actually works for you. I'm Allison, ADHD home and systems coach, former occupational therapist, and mom of two, and I'm so glad you're here. If back to school season has your brain spinning or your home feeling a little chaotic, then this episode is for you. Let's take one simple step together today. Here's your weekly 3, a mind hack, home hack, and a personal highlight to help your home feel lighter, more functional, and easier to maintain. Today we're talking about how to make the back to school transition feel less overwhelming for you and your kids. You will hear a mindset shift to help calm the chaos, a few simple home tweaks that make a big difference, and a real story from a homeschool mom who went from totally overwhelmed to confident and in control of her space. And finally, I'll share how to grab my free ADHD Mom's Back to School checklist and what's coming soon inside the daily drop. Let's jump in. Let's be real. Back to school season can feel like a roller coaster. On one hand, it's a fresh start, a reset, a chance to get back into a rhythm, something I know I'm craving after a chaotic summer. But on the other hand, it can bring a flood of emotions, especially if you or your kids are neurodivergent. Transitions are hard. It's not just about getting new school supplies. It's about navigating new teachers, new expectations, new routines, social changes, and what feels like a million decisions. And for some of us, new IEP meetings, new anxieties, and new bedtime battles. Even if we're kind of looking forward to the change, our brains still see it as a disruption. We've just gotten used to summer rhythm, whether that's slower mornings, later bedtimes, or more unstructured time. And now suddenly we're expected to flip the switch. And if your kid struggles with anxiety or big feelings about the unknown, like mine do, it's not just your own mental clutter you're carrying, it's theirs too. The other night, one of my kids was crying at bedtime, saying, "I'm nervous about starting school again." And honestly, I get it. I remember that back to school, nervous energy, new people, new routines, new rules. Just hearing those words out loud was a reminder that our kids are processing a lot too. Sometimes it's not about fixing the feeling. It's about letting them say it and knowing they're not alone. Even homeschool families feel this, because back to school still means a shift in rhythm, more demands, more structure, and more decisions to make. So if your brain is already swirling with all the things, supply, shoe sizes, snacks, schedules, I want you to hear this mindset shift today. Back to school doesn't have to mean chaos. You're allowed to go at your own pace, and good enough routines are still routines. You don't have to do everything perfectly or all at once. You don't need a color-coded calendar or perfect after-school routine figured out by day one. Start where you are, pick one thing to make it easier. That's enough. This season might feel big, but it doesn't have to take over your life. Let's make it feel lighter together. So let's take that pressure off and focus on what's actually in your control. One of the most helpful places to start, your home. When it comes to back to school, it's so easy to focus on the external prep. School supplies, teacher emails, meet the teacher night, but what really helps is prepping your home just a little. A few small home tweaks can make mornings less chaotic and transitions smoother for you and your kids. This is where my ADHD Mom's Back to School checklist really comes in. I pulled out 5 of my favorite tips to walk you through today. The first tip is print your school supply list early. Before you go shopping, take a few minutes to check what you already have at home. You might already have extra notebooks, folders, or supplies tucked in a bin or drawer somewhere. A quick cross-check helps avoid those last-minute panic Target runs the night before school starts and makes the whole process feel a little less overwhelming. One of my favorite finds, a mesh zipper pouch for each kid. It makes it so much easier to store items that don't go in the backpack every day, like headphones, index card, extra pens, or extra clothes for the little ones. I'll link these in the show notes for you to grab. The second tip is declutter your kids' shoes and clothes. Try having your kids do a quick fashion show and donate what doesn't fit, make a quick list of what needs replacing, and save yourself from the first day scramble, because no one wants to find out their kids' shoes are 2 sizes too small at 7 a.m. Ask me how I know. The third tip, set up a drop zone near the door. This can be super simple. Just a basket for shoes and clean socks, a wall hook for backpacks, a tray or folder for papers. If everything has a spot, it cuts down on, "Mom, where's my lunchbox?" or "I can't find matching socks," chaos, and helps keep your counters clear. Yes, I literally have a bin for clean socks so the kids aren't running back to their rooms when they forget theirs. Tip 4. Prep food in small batches. You don't need a Pinterest-worthy lunch routine. Just having some grab-and-go snacks or prepped fruit in the fridge can seriously reduce decision fatigue. 10 minutes of prep one evening can save you from scrambling during the morning rush. Tip 5. Ease into routines gradually. Don't feel like you have to flip the switch overnight. Start with 1 or 2 things, maybe move bedtime back by 15 minutes, or practice getting dressed and packed up in the morning a few days early. A soft start gives everyone time to adjust, especially if transitions tend to feel hard or overwhelming. And here's the thing, none of this has to be perfect, and it most likely won't be. Maybe your drop zone is just a corner of the hallway. Maybe your prep is slicing apples and tossing some snacks in a basket. It counts. These small systems make a huge difference, and they're all inside my updated ADHD Moms Back to School checklist. You will also get a follow-up email with a list of my favorite ADHD-friendly products to make things even easier. Grab the checklist in the show notes. And to show you what this kind of support can look like in real life, let me tell you a quick story about a client I worked with on a homeschool room makeover. She was homeschooling 6 kids, had moved twice recently, and felt completely buried by stuff. She told me there was just so much stuff and I didn't even know where to begin. Does that sound familiar? She tried to clutter before with help from family, but it never stuck. She said, "They didn't understand how my brain worked. I'd clean up, but the clutter always came back." We started small, 1 bin, 1 shelf, 1 decision at a time. This wasn't about creating a Pinterest perfect space. We focused on making it functional for her kids, her routine, and her energy level. One moment that stood out was a giant bin of random curriculum and paper piles that she'd been avoiding for months, maybe even years. It was the kind of bin that felt like, I can't even look at this right now. So we broke it down together into 3 simple piles. Keep and use this year, store for later or another kid, and recycle or donate. And by the end of their time together, the whole room felt different. It wasn't just decluttered, it worked. She told me something I'll never forget. "This project never would have made it this far without you. You helped me come to decisions I was actually happy with. I didn't feel shame for how my brain works. This whole process gave me my confidence back." Her homeschool space went from overwhelming and cluttered to functional and calm for the whole family in just 30 days. And it wasn't because she found the perfect bins or worked for hours every day. It was because she had support, a realistic system, and the confidence to trust her own decisions. At our check-in maintenance call 3 months later, she looked around and said, "This is exactly what I pictured the room to be. The kids actually put their stuff away and know where it goes." And that's what I help my clients do. Bring their vision to life in a way that actually works for their brain. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by your space right now, especially with school starting back, I want to help. I'm so excited to bring back my room makeover program this month. If you want to transform a room in your home in 30 days with ADHD-friendly support, stay tuned. Plus, something fun and brand new is coming that I'm super excited about. The Daily Drop. 10 days of ADHD-friendly offers starting on Monday, August 18th. Some are free, some are paid. All of them are simple, supportive, and designed to help you take your next small step at home. You will find each offer in my Instagram stories starting August 18th, so make sure you're following me over there. So here's what I want you to take away from today. Back to school can feel overwhelming, and that's okay. You don't have to do everything all at once. A few small systems at home can make a big difference. Good enough routines still count. If you're feeling the back to school pressure, start with one small shift, whether that's clearing out a bin of old school supplies or setting up a simple drop zone by the door. And if you want extra support, don't forget to grab my free ADHD Moms Back to School checklist in the show notes. It includes 10 simple tips plus a follow-up email with my favorite product links to make this season easier. Also, don't forget to mark your calendar. The Daily Drop starts on August 18th. 10 days of ADHD-friendly offers to help you take the next small step at home. Some are free, some are paid, and all of them are designed with your brain in mind. I'll be sharing them daily on my Instagram stories, so come follow along over there. Well, that's it for today, friend. If this episode felt helpful, will you share it with someone who might need it too? It's always a little easier when we know we're not alone. And if you've got a moment, leaving a quick review helps other ADHD women find this podcast and feel supported in their homes. Remember, one small shift at a time creates momentum. You're doing better than you think, and I'm so proud of you. See you next week on The Gentle Reset for another weekly 3.